We need some pretty big cuts in the administrative state in this country, which has grown out of all proportion. Because I genuinely believe that if we don't arrest the level of economic and societal decline that we are rapidly going into, what we need in this country to pay for the cuts that people deserve and need, we need a British form of Doge, as Elon Musk has got in America. That within a few years, this country won't even resemble anything that we've grown up with, that we love, and we're happy to share with others.
What if I told you that Keir Starmer's Labour Party, once 20 points ahead in the polls, is now trailing behind both the Conservatives and Reform UK? The latest More in Common poll shows Labour at just 21%, with the Conservatives at 26% and Reform UK at 25%. This isn't just another poll fluctuation, it's evidence that Starmer's cautious approach has failed to inspire voters, creating a political vacuum that right-wing parties are eagerly filling. The question now isn't whether Labour can win the next election, it's whether they'll even remain relevant in British politics. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. What if everything we thought we knew about British politics has suddenly been turned upside down?
We are a country that is admired all over the world. Ever since Magna Carta, centuries ago, we've been a country that have enjoyed better freedoms, better liberties, better rights than virtually anywhere else in the world. We invented the very concept of parliamentary democracy. And on May the 1st this year, nearly all of the English county council elections are due to give you the opportunity to vote for really important stuff. I simply could not believe the rumour when I heard that the Labour government, despite any manifesto commitment, want to completely change the shape of local government.
The latest More in Common poll reveals a political earthquake that few saw coming. We're witnessing nothing short of a seismic shift in the UK's political landscape, one that threatens to reshape alliances and power structures for generations. Just months ago, Labour enjoyed a commanding lead in the polls. Keir Starmer appeared to be on an unstoppable march to Downing Street with his cautious, play-it-safe strategy seemingly paying dividends. Conservative infighting, policy U-turns, and a general sense of chaos within the government all contributed to Labour's comfortable position. Starmer's approach, avoid controversy, make few concrete promises, and let the Conservatives self-destruct, appeared to be the perfect formula for electoral success.
Vote for a Labour council that will work hand in hand with a Labour government on our plan for change. Not for parties that continue to put themselves before the country, but they still don't know where they're going. They talk the language of workers' rights. They talk it all right, online, sometimes on the doorstep. But what do? I'm talking about reform as well. They say they want to run the country. They can't even run themselves. You can literally fit their MPs now in the back of a cab.
But now, in a stunning reversal of fortune, Labour has suffered a catastrophic collapse to just 21% support. This puts them not just behind the Conservatives at 26%, but remarkably also trailing Reform UK at 25%. This represents the loss of a third of their July vote share in a matter of months, a freefall that has sent shockwaves through Westminster. What's behind this dramatic decline? Starmer's leadership style, once praised for its steadiness, now appears to many voters as simply uninspiring. His failure to articulate a compelling vision for Britain's future has left many wondering what exactly Labour stands for, beyond not being the Conservatives. The party that once proudly represented working-class communities now seems disconnected from the very people it claims to champion. Conversations with voters in former Labour heartlands reveal a consistent theme: Starmer doesn't get us. His background as a London lawyer and his perceived metropolitan outlook have created a credibility gap that widens by the day. When pressed on issues like immigration, cost of living, or housing, Labour's responses have often felt technocratic rather than empathetic, policy papers instead of passionate advocacy. Meanwhile, the conservative recovery has occurred despite their own internal divisions and policy failures. Voters aren't flocking to them out of enthusiasm, but are instead choosing them as the least worst option. Kemi Badenoch's leadership, while still finding its footing, has at least provided clarity on certain issues where Labour continues to head. Perhaps most remarkable is Reform UK's rise under Nigel Farage's leadership. Far from being a single-issue party focused solely on Brexit, Reform has successfully positioned itself as the voice of voters who feel abandoned by mainstream politics. Its straightforward messaging on immigration, national identity, and economic populism is resonating not just with former Conservative voters, but increasingly with disaffected Labour supporters too. Luke Trill, UK Director of More in Common, offers a sobering assessment. While acknowledging this poll might capture a particularly bad moment for Labour, he warns that the long-term trend is undeniably concerning. What we're seeing isn't just statistical noise, Trial notes. It's a genuine shift in voter perception that could have lasting consequences. The electoral implications of these numbers are profound. Electoral calculus projections reveal that if these polling figures held at a general election, the Conservatives would win 223 seats, a significant haul, but still short of the 326 needed for a majority. This shortfall creates a political reality few would have imagined just months ago, a Conservative government dependent on Reform UK, which is projected to win an astonishing 170 seats. This scenario would transform British politics overnight. Reform UK would become not just a political irritant to the Conservatives, but an essential partner in government. Nigel Farage, or whoever leads Reform at the time, would wield serious leverage in shaping policy, cabinet appointments, and the direction of any future right-wing government. The kingmaker role would grant him unprecedented influence over everything from immigration policy to international relations. For Labour, the message from this polling catastrophe couldn't be clearer. Starmer's cautious, uninspiring approach has created a vacuum that right-wing parties are eagerly filling. His strategy of waiting for the Conservatives to fail has backfired spectacularly, as voters demand substance and vision rather than calculated silence. The collapse also raises existential questions about Labour's purpose in modern Britain. Once the party of the working class, its appeal has narrowed to urban professionals and public sector workers. Meanwhile, the economically vulnerable voters it was founded to represent are increasingly finding their voice elsewhere, whether in Reform's populism or in not voting at all. We find ourselves at a pivotal moment in British politics, where the old certainties have been shattered. Labour's centrist strategy, what some might call the Starmer doctrine, has become a liability rather than an asset. The party now stands at a crossroads, forced to choose between doubling down on their current path of managed decline or embracing bold, transformative policies that could reignite public enthusiasm. This watershed moment transcends a mere statistical blip. It represents a fundamental realignment of political forces that could see Labour permanently marginalized between a resurgent right-wing alliance and more authentic progressive alternatives. The British electorate is sending a clear message. They crave authenticity, vision, and genuine representation. Starmer's wake-up call isn't just ringing, it's blaring at maximum volume. Will he listen before it's too late?